guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Well, we have an American hero. Leah Thomas goes down in history as the greatest troll of all time. I've done videos where I said, look, the way we're going to have to push back against this is to use the crazies' own rules against them. So if they say, you must be Latino or, I don't know, black or whatever to apply for the college, go get a DNA test, and if you find out you're 0.1% Latino or whatever, put that down on the application because, it's not how you present and all the other craziness, right? Or if they only hiring women, just put on some lipstick and a wig, say you're a woman, go in and try to get a job. Well, one of the OGs of the whole movement, Leah Thomas, just recently said, I'm done with my transition. The man did it. He waltzes into college. He wins all these awards and headlines, the press, the medals, the podiums. And then he's like, all right, I guess I'm good. I'm going to go back to being a dude now. You're not going to see this on a lot of news stories because obviously this is kind of embarrassing for everybody that held him to such high esteem over the women. And interestingly, since the women didn't protest it and they still decided to participate, you know what? They deserve second, third, fourth, fifth, eighth place instead of one rank higher. They could have put a stop to it, but they were too scared, and they were too afraid for the media pushback to even do anything about it. So I've got the story here pulled up for us. We'll go over this. They're just not the web. I really don't like when web pages. I mean, for gosh sakes, it is 2023. How can web designers not change their coding? They're coding to incorporate this. Before we get started, very quickly, don't forget, we've got betterbachelor.locals.com. I've got a great forum over there, and we do movies every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to join us for Saturday nights at the movies. We have a great time. We all have some drinks, watch crazy movies, and have fun. Also, thank all of you that finished the video that I did about Pearly, just Pearly Things, the channel, Pearl. It only had about an average viewing of 17 minutes. But it also had like 3,500 comments, which is way more than I normally get for my videos. So thank you of those that listened to my whole tirade on the whole thing and got to the end where I actually said she should stick around and keep doing videos and keep making her money and keep doing her thing. But many of you didn't make it that far and decided to comment otherwise. I mean, if you want to argue with me, I'm fine with that. I like opposing opinions, and based on the comments, there was a lot of disagreement and agreement on certain things. But at least listen to everything I have to say before you're going to try to beat me up a little bit. So anyway, we have from Sportskeeda, Leah Thomas, I've accomplished my goals. Wishes to go back to being male after feeling guilt. Now, does he feel guilty enough to give back the praise and the awards and the titles and the medals? Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. Leah Thomas, now I'm going to use, since he wishes to go back to male, that means his pronouns are he, him, so I'm going to make sure to use the correct ones based on what he said. Leah Thomas has been making headlines since coming out as the transitioned athlete. Although a community of athletes has come out in support of him, many have been criticized him for competing in the female category and blocking the titles from them. In a recent interview with ALLOD sports correspondent Skip Tefladua, NCAA champion, he can tell everybody for the rest of his life he's the NCAA swimming champion. He can just drop the women part out of there. Thomas came out saying he had achieved all his goals and now wishes to return as a male. I've accomplished my goals. I think I did all I set out to do. I won first place in the 500, and I dated a man as a woman. I think I've reached the end of this journey. And he can still say he's straight, technically, for now, because he dated a man as a woman, so that makes him, he was straight at the time. According to Leah, he has achieved all of the milestones as a female swimmer, and his journey can come to an end. They say he recalled, and the reason I'm emphasizing the he is because they actually write it as she, when that's incorrect now. They're the ones getting it wrong. He recalled an event in which a female swimmer tied him for fifth position for 200 yards. He even felt guilty about blocking the tiles from female swimmers. Dr. Joe Barron backed Thomas's decision and urged people to show some support and kindness for him. He shared that for Thomas to turn back to male, he had to stop the intake of estrogen and might require a sock stuffer. So he may have permanently shrunk his junk, but, that's a small price to pay, I guess, to win all the championships. He'll probably have to stop the estrogen intake, and he'll probably take some testosterone or maybe take something to level him back out because, see, he didn't get any surgery done, as do something like 80-something%. I forget what the statistics are, and so don't hold me as accurate on that number. But something like a very large percent of people that are now saying they're men, but they're really women and so on and so forth, they're not doing anything. They're just putting on a little bit of makeup, making sure they've shaved their 5 o'clock shadow in most cases, and are still fully functioning male. So he still is as well, surprisingly. Leah Thomas's personal records. Thomas won the 2022 NCAA Woman of the Year Award. His shift to the female category has been quite controversial. However, he made several personal records both as a female and male swimmer. Can you imagine that? Being like, I was the best male swimmer of 2020, the best female swimmer of 2021, 2022. And why is he suddenly making this change? Because college is done. Like, he's not good enough to make the Olympics, and because I think the Olympics have different standards. So it's not like you can become a professional swimmer. There's nothing more to win. He's won it all. So he can kind of say, like, yeah, you know what? There's no path forward to me. I'm going to be dropped out of the news. There's nothing left for me to win. There's no money to be made. I guess I'm done. I guess I'll just move on with life. Now, you can say either A, he's a horrible person that just took a bunch of awards from women and he's the world's biggest grifter, and he couldn't cut it as male athlete, so he decided to jump into the women's categories. Or you can say, you know what? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And he just said, hey, if you're going to allow this stuff, I'm going to do it. And what are you going to do about it? Oh, you're going to put me on the cover of magazines and give me a Woman of the Year award? Okay, I'll do it. And I don't have to do anything other than take some estrogen. Here's what's interesting, though. If you do look at this, right, this is only a couple of years apart. As a male, his 1650 freestyle was 1454. As a woman, it was 1559. He lost about a minute out of 15 minutes. So that's, I don't know percentages, but if you lost 1 minute out of 10, that's 10%. So this is less. I mean, you lose your 14 minutes out of 15 minutes. I don't know the quick math off the top of my head, but what's that? You lost 3% of your speed, 5% of your speed. So it's still a huge advantage over women. Here's the 1,000 freestyle, which might make it easier to see. It was 9 minutes 35 as a woman and 8:55 as a male. So again, he lost like 40 seconds, I guess, which is, 1,000 freestyle. That's a significant amount, but not enough to lose to women. So I don't know if there's comments on this. It doesn't really matter. But the whole thing is, I said, and I've said this for a while now. I said, if they're going to come out with these stupid rules where you can say what you're whatever you want to be today, and it can change tomorrow, and it can change at the moment, it can change if it starts raining, it can change to whatever. Play the game. Play the game. Let's accelerate the decline. Let's just, instead of this slow descent into madness, let's just crash the ship. Everybody, grabs a life vest, swims to shore, and then we start over again. Because I think it's going to be painful, this craziness. So better it just goes crazy off the rails, and it goes down quickly so people can't assimilate and get used to the change. If it changes too quickly, people will freak out. And I don't remember the podcaster or person that I listened to that said this, but when I think it was, they were saying eBay used to have a yellow background, and they wanted to change it white. So eBay one day just changed the coding and it turned white, and a lot of people complained. So instead, what eBay did is they just programmed into every day, they changed it back to yellow, and then every day it just would gradually tick towards white. So in the course of a year, 365 days, it was white, and people were used to it because it was a gradual change. I want to accelerate this decline because I do not want this to last 5 or 10 or 20 years. I want it to slam home so hard that everybody freaks out and they say, wait a minute, we've gone crazy. We've got to correct this stuff, and we can get the pendulum to swing back to the right. I think that's the only way forward. And you know something, again, while this story itself may not make headlines across the United States, because it's pretty embarrassing for about everybody involved, including the women that didn't stand up for themselves. It's just one more way to show, hey, you know what? If you're not going to stop it, people are going to take advantage of it. I don't know what his first name was before this, but Thomas took advantage of it. He won a bunch of awards. He won headlines, and he became a very famous person for a while. And now that there's no more advantages, like, all right, I'm done. The end. I don't know. Maybe you disagree with me. Greatest troll of all time, but I think this is a pretty good one. I think it's right up there. And he used their own stupid rules against him. Guys, join me over at betterbachelor.locals.com. If you're still on YouTube, get over to Rumble. Yes, I upload everything to YouTube, and then it makes its way over to Rumble on the back end. Rumble automatically scrapes my channel, so in that way I can save my data, my cellular data, like when I'm up at the land or when I'm on the road, because I don't have to upload twice, so it saves me data when I'm on the road. That's why I've done it that way. Once you get used to it, and Rumble is your only place you're looking, you won't know that things are getting uploaded later, because they'll be about the same time apart as they are on YouTube. So get over to Rumble. And the other thing is they actually have caught up as far as paying content creators. I think my CPM, which is how they measure how much they give the content creator for advertising, I think it's actually a little bit higher now over on Rumble. So again, I encourage you to go over there or join me on betterbachelor.locals.com. I'll have dating profiles coming back for you guys on Locals, because I ran out of them, and I've got to scrape some more from the web. So I'll get some more for you guys real soon, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes, because I'm probably going to do another video behind this one.